Let's talk about the pedophiles in the basement of the building behind me. This is going to be a tough subject for me to talk about without feeling some emotion and some bias as well, because I'm at the school that raised me. This is St. John's University, a place that I hold very near and dear to my heart. But if you've done any research at all about the Catholic sex abuse scandal, you know that there were some serious errors in judgment, to put it lightly, of the church. And this being one of the largest Catholic monasteries in America, of course, statistics just tells you that some of those who were sex abusers were from this monastery. Now, one of the weirdest things about the Catholic sex abuse scandal is in the era before Me Too, before culpability, the church was just allowed to handle this on its own. And so this church put some of the people who had been credibly accused of sex abuse in the basement. And in 2016, a settlement was made that forced the monastery to come out with details of some of these people. As of 2016, 7 credibly accused people were living on campus with a high school just over here, and behind the Abbey, and a university right here. Now, there are rules that say that they are not allowed to go into areas where students are. But I went to school here. I know that this is a small campus, and that to get to where you rent cars, you have to walk around where students are. It's a confusing issue for me, because a lot of these guys are guys in their 90s, guys who did terrible things decades ago. And then the monastery has a difficult decision to make, because when you enter the monastery, as a Benedictine monk, you take a vow of poverty. None of the things that are yours anymore, and the monastery agrees to look after you in exchange for you living in service to the community and to Christ. And so what do you do when a member of your community does an unspeakable act? That's something the church has struggled to deal with and to figure out how to deal with. And in 2016, the abbot, John Clayson here, who's a guy I know, I've chatted with a fair few times, he gave an interview where he talked about some of the people they had to eventually excuse from the community because they kept doing wrong again and again. And yet still, here in this idyllic place in the middle of Minnesota, we have this knowledge, I have this knowledge that people are here, but the people I talk to at the university are often not. It's a thing that is not spoken about here behind the pine curtain. And it's something that I think is worth at least having a bit more of a conversation about. A terrible subject in a beautiful place.